Good morning, pregame crew. 1 second. I need to set up the trading view. I have a typo or something. Okay, let's see if that works now. Good morning. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday, November 8th, 2023, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:20 a.m. Eastern. Good morning. How are y'all doing? Hey, Shake and Bake, Hector, Greg, Clifton. Hey, Tom, Andre, Gino. Hey, Night Truck, Topher, Chris, Fat In. Hey, Randy. Roblox is ripping on earnings. Hey, Cliff. Trey, finally, you're on time. My goodness. Hey, Mr. Gugster, Bask, Mike. There's my little girl. All my daughters on here. My baby girl. Hey, Catahoula, Adaris, Tess. Thank you for the AV check. Night Truck. Hey, Market Trader. Hey, Nugget. Hector. Good morning. Let's go back up to the top. All right, Marvin. Good to hear. Hey, Adara. I love your videos. Just kidding. That's a kid credit joke. I'm going to go back up to the top. Does my daughter have a chart request? Because she can go first. She gets priority. All right. She's got a big birthday coming up. Roblox. We're ripping on earnings. What's Roblox? Short float. Short float's 4%. So this isn't as much of a short squeeze as it is just bulls buying the dip on this earnings. And we have no resistance. We had no resistance till 38.08. We cut through that. 38.70. We're over that. So $40 psychological, then 40.93 is your next resistance. You got to think break of high of low bar. If you want to see a gap and go situation versus a gap and crap, you need to see this. You need to pull back, just a small pullback buy. You got to have some place to put your stop. And the pullback provides a stop. Otherwise, you don't have it and it's too much risk. And so you wait for that break of the high of low bar. And I wait for 4 to 5 bars at a minimum. And then you put your stop below the low of that low bar. So that's how you enter these gap and go situations. And I have it on my list for which one? Get back up to the top. Rivian. Rivian, same concept. Oh, it's giving a little bit too much back here. So that's not going to be as good of a setup. So maybe Roblox will work. Otherwise, you smile and wave and you have JOMO, joy of missing out, because you can't join these when they're ripping because you don't have a stop nearby. Good morning. Hey, Market Trader. PLTR. Oh, Lori, thank you. My friend Nugget. PLTR. She's going to say, I have a smart mouth, mama. Pretty smart mouth. That's what she would say. Okay. PLTR, weekly higher high, weekly trend change. Monthly, we don't have that yet. Don't like these higher highs without a ton of follow through. It gives a rising wedge effect. Bulls are large and in charge as long as the hourly EMAs are below price. You stay with the long. If you're looking for a short, this isn't your girl. Now, you could look to Top Fish 1917 and stop out fast if you're wrong, but I just think you're fighting the biggest bully in town. The art of JOMO is a beautiful thing to learn. And if you've been in the markets long enough, you discover that there's so much opportunity, and then JOMO becomes a natural part of trading. And you're like, wait a minute. I thought that was the best trade setup of my whole life and I missed it. You learn that there's great setups and even better setups right around the corner. And it's just identifying those. And then you just can't surf every wave. If you're a surfer, you go out there and you see this guy catch this awesome wave, you just smile and wave. That's JOMO, because you cannot surf every wave out there. And it's the same thing with trading. I can do Dixie. I do Dixie almost every morning. Hey, Imp. Imp is a dog, and it's a dog until it stops acting like a dog. And my grandma used to say, if you lay with a dog, you get fleas. And I would say, if you're laying with EMPH, you're going to get fleas. And there are no Oscars, gold stars, or trophies for nailing bottoms. This is a train wreck, and the way to trade this is wait for reverse back burners. You want hourly overbought, 15-minute overbought to short until the bulls prove something. They are saying this is garbage and we don't want it. I go over Bitcoin every morning. You must be new to the show. I go over it every single morning after I do indices and commodities. Actually, I do it before commodities, right there. I will go over it. Okay. I was spot on EMPH. Okay. That's what I thought. Success. Thanks, Carlos. Hey, Chris. I'll officially get started in 3 minutes. So dollar, this bothers me here. Daily lower high is the more likely scenario with the daily 50 MA overhead. I'd be a very cautious dollar bull up here. The bulls have control right now. I would look for a break of this trend line for a potential short or go long on a name like Euro. You're looking for the inverse trade to the dollar, looking to go bearish the dollar. But bears have to prove something. I guess they did. The next trade is a 30-minute lower high top fish setup is how I would trade it. PACB. I had a wonderful birthday. Thanks, Sharon. And if you lay with dogs, you get fleas. That's copyrighted by Margie Willis in Louisiana, my late grandmother. So if you use it, you got to give her credit, all right? Give credit to Margie. It sure does look like a daily inverse head and shoulders. Oh, that was a terrible right shoulder, but you get the picture. It absolutely could be. What was that rock bottom over here? 389? I would like it better if weekly were oversold. But yeah, that looks good. You can really see it on the 4-hour. So Powell, Jerome Powell, he speaks in 47 minutes at 7:15 Mountain, 9:15 Eastern, and that could rock the market. And I will kind of sequence that out for you, what I'm looking for. Doesn't mean it will happen. All of these setups are valid at this point. And as we get more information, things change. As soon as I turn off this microphone in 30 minutes or 20 minutes, 25 minutes, new information enters the market and we have to stay agile and on our toes. Okay, dish. Let's dish up some dish. Train wreck. People are saying we're cutting the cords, folks, and we don't need your satellites. Probably looks good on 6-hour bear flag. Reverse back burner, look for bounces to short. CGC. Weekly is again, a textbook. I think you asked me about this yesterday. Textbook bear flag. Daily uptrend. 4-hour upper wick of profit taken. Well, no, that's pre-market. That's pre-market shenanigans. Reverse back burner. I'd look for bounces to short. This is an interesting compression pattern. High compression squeeze here on the hourly chart, though. I will give them that. Bounces are for shorting until bulls prove otherwise. I don't think my family knew Mark Twain. NG is still a dog. Dog. Daily downtrend. Weekly downtrend. Let's go look over here and let me show you. I do this commodities rundown every morning. And let's just take a quick look. Gold. Downtrend, 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 downtrend. Weekly is the only hope for the bulls here. Oil, downtrend, 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 downtrend. Monthly is the only hope for the bulls on oil. Nat gas, downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Look at that. Copper, you got it? Downtrend daily is the only glimmer of hope here. Otherwise, all downtrends. Silver, that makes it easy, huh? So the commodity space is totally getting crapped on by the bulls, and bears are having a bear raid party over in commodities. Will we get a bounce? Sure. But front running that bounce is probably not the best idea. Oh, I forgot to put the pregame show link. Well, darn. I'm off this morning. Let me tweet this out real quick. Happening now. All right, let's get this show on the road. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. Adara, I do Tesla every morning, so I'll be getting to it in just a second, my friend. Planet still has a fever. That's funny. I like copper short here, and I'll go over that as well. So, welcome to the show. What I do here every morning is I show you my table. And this is a table that helps me calculate on what side I should be looking. And today is a back burner day. Our score is over 100 on the market environment dossier table. We're looking more bullish than bearish overall. In an ideal world, we would be gapping up for a potential top fish because we're getting into a bear exhaustion pattern. Bull exhaustion pattern. Bulls have been large and in charge, and this has been a short squeeze, making no bones about it. And pullbacks are for buying. However, there could be a top fish setup today, and maybe Jerome Powell provides it, or maybe he gives an opportunity for bulls who have been missing out on this run. Maybe we could get a pullback for a buy. Either way, I think you have poor location if you're attempting to enter this rally here. You have very poor location, and we'll go over what that means. All right. I have notes that are off screen. I copy and paste for TCG members when I am done. Hang Seng down, what's it down? 0.58%. Oh, DAX just went green. I need to change that on the table. That is notable because it was red earlier. And just know I sometimes make mistakes and I forget to check one side or the other, but we're still well over 100 here. So still looking bullish. On our econ calendar, we have a lot of Fed speak today. So the only 3-star event we have is in 41 minutes when Fed Chair Powell speaks. And then we have a 10-year note auction at 1 p.m. So minor data back here, and overall just, again, minor, except for Jerome Powell in 40 minutes. So what could happen with Jerome Powell is he could flush it. If he were to flush it, I think it would be a dip buy. If he were to create some consolidation in the market, depending on how big of a comment he would make, we could get an extreme move. He has rocked the market many times. Apart and away from interest rate decision conferences, he's rocked the market just making comments. So I'm expecting volatility in 45 minutes, and I'm going to keep my hands off the keyboard under my butt. I'm going to sit on my hands, put on the oven mitts until we get some type of direction or I get a setup. I'm looking for stair-step patterns or equilibriums after we have extreme reactions. And I'm going to use XLF to illustrate a trade I'd be looking for on a dip. All right. So this is a potential daily bull flag. There's nothing wrong with this chart. Nothing. We have a double top. Yeah, 33.94, 33.94. Nice clean double top. But on a pullback, we'd fill the gap at 33.43. Do y'all see it right there? Wait, let me check that number. 33.36, my bad. 33.36 is the gap fill. And we're at the daily 50 MA and daily 200 MA. If you're a bull that have missed this run, you've been waiting for a pullback. So the ideal pullback for me would be right in this area for a long. Does that make sense? You see how I'm sequencing things? I'm saying, okay, on the weekly chart, we do have a double top. I'm looking for a pullback buy. And we could make another higher low next week and pull back, but I'm just looking for a flip here. A pullback buy would totally make sense at the gap. So part of your job, your number one job, not part of it, your number one job is looking at probabilities in the most likely scenario on the right side of the chart. And I liken it to, I don't know a lot about blackjack, but if you were to be, let's say you were at a table and the cards that were up were all face cards and you had a 10-4. Well, if everybody has face cards up, the probability goes down that you're going to get a face card or, that 10 points. So you then say, I want another card because probabilities line up more in my favor because of all the face cards are showing. So I'm sure I messed that up in 20 different ways with the analogy, but I think you get what I'm saying. You look at what's happened and what are the probabilities? Who has the edge here? The bulls have the edge. So I think a flush on Powell would be a gift for a dip buy. Okay, and then at certain points we start breaking structure and it's no longer a gift, and then we join the ask and the sell. Okay. Hey Bennett, I'm glad you're here. All right, so getting back to ES, we have support on the hourly chart here at 43.8750. I would say that bulls are A-okay as long as we hold this 43.64 area. So a Powell push down around 43.64, I think would be a buying opportunity. Look at these EMAs, y'all. Bulls are large and in charge because remember, a push down will create our favorite scenario, back burners. So if we're looking for back burners to trade, we're like, come on, Powell, give me one. Because a gap up on Powell, not a gap up, but a move up, a strong move up on Powell, that could be a shorting opportunity. So I think we need, well, not need, what I'm looking for is a potential reverse Powell reaction. I'm looking for a reverse that reaction trade. I hope that makes sense. Words are hard, y'all. Words are hard. Okay, 4-hour potential bull flag on NASDAQ. Same thing holds true that I said about ES. I think a dip buy to 15176 area, 15,200 could be a potential good dip buy. And a push up over 14,500, I would be looking to top fish that because you're getting extended here. Let's see. All right. So NASDAQ super strong. ES strong, and we've cleared the 50 MA. And I've kind of walked through my scenarios. Okay, step one, if this happens, then this. If this happens, then that. And so if you've taken any computer programming, you know if-then statements are the rage and how that's the basis of all computer programming. Well, that's how you have to approach trading. And you ask yourself, do I have an edge? Before you take a trade, do I have a technical edge? Yes or no? If the answer is no, stay the freak away from that trade, okay? I don't normally curse here. Kids, freak is a bad word if you use it like I just used it. Okay, RTY is weak. If we're looking for something to short, I think that RTY would be the area, but I do want to point out something here. And this is everywhere. If we go back to ES, it looks better on the weekly. But we're just starting our right shoulder a little bit earlier on RTY because we're pulling back. It does not have the strength that the other names have. Now let's do a fib pull and show that this is still healthy. Do you see this? 1725 represents a 0.38 retrace. We hit 1727. Despite this being the weakest index, it's still healthy. Still healthy. YM. YM is struggling here at this 34,305. So if we were to double top here, that would be an ideal scenario for bulls to catch their breath on a pullback for a pullback buy. We've cleared the daily 50 MA. It's all about 34,300. Let me go set an alert for that. All right, so the Dow is strong. 4-hour area. Yesterday's low, I would say that would be the key level is yesterday's low on any of the indices. As long as we're holding yesterday's low on a pullback, everything is still hunky-dory. And that means everything's okay. VIX, where's the fear? Where are ya? Got a double bottom right now on the daily chart, but overall fear has been missing. We could have a geopolitical headline beyond Fed Powell speaking that could rock this market and spike up VIX. So just be careful. I don't want to shorten the hole. I definitely would not be shorting VIX down here, but it is super weak, holding no gains whatsoever. All right, let's look at Bitcoin. Oh, just yapping. Come on, my friend. If you only have $45 left, what I want you to do is please stop trading and use a simulator. Your mission to turn $45 into $1,000 in 15 days will be a great disappointment for you, in my opinion. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt where you're trying to just, get those exponential gains. And it's just the absolute wrong mindset. Please read Trading in the Zone. Please read Trading in the Zone and Mental Game of Trading, and stay in the simulator with fake money and stop paying tuition to the market. Because I can see about 10 traders in here that I personally know that are professionals, absolute professionals. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to hand your $45 over to them. It'll be their steak dinner tonight. And I can promise you that. So please, 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 this is just a mama of multiple children who wants to look out for everyone. And it's why I do this every morning for free. I do this for free for y'all. What do I get out of it? I hope y'all go check out Chart Guys and maybe give our community a look-see. Speaking of our community, how about that website? It's beautiful. So check us out on chartguys.com. But I do this for free because I'm super passionate about people not losing money, because there's 4,427,000 ways, 4 million ways to lose money in this game, and the ways to make money are pretty difficult. They're straightforward, but they're difficult, and you can do it. I see people do it every single day. All right, that's enough soapbox. Bitcoin, we're going sideways right now. We're maintaining the hourly EMAs. So it's healthy, but healthy can be skewed. And I hope you don't take that the wrong way, just man, or just girl. It's all out of pure love. Promise, promise, promise. We have a 50% retrace from the low of November 7th to the high of yesterday. Was that overnight? When did that happen? That was yesterday afternoon. We could not clear the 36,000, and now we go sideways. And let's watch Bitcoin. And this is a new correlation. I've seen it happen before. I haven't talked about it in a really long time. Watch Tesla and Bitcoin. Yesterday, Tesla's bottom was brought to you by Bitcoin's bottom. So here, when Tesla started bottoming around 10 a.m. my time, you see that big bounce? It did not match up with the rest of the market. It did not match up. It was so weak early on and then turned the jets on. And look at Bitcoin. Right here around 10 a.m. it found its bottom. It preceded the Tesla bounce by 10 minutes. So that's just something I'm keeping watch on. I've been watching Bitcoin gold correlation, but watch that Bitcoin. Oh, hey, hi. How are you? So just watch. Bitcoin and gold have been trading in correlation since March. It's been on and off, and we've talked about it. But this Bitcoin Tesla correlation is a little bit new. We may need to watch that. So on Bitcoin, you've got a lot of indecision here with a 50% retrace. You're expecting a 4-hour lower high on the next bounce, and how bulls pull that off will determine a lot about the short-term trajectory of Bitcoin. So how this 4-hour resolves will be important. And I'll start off today. I'll finish the Bitcoin discussion today with the same way I started it. 34,100, your line in the sand. 36,000, your line in the sand. Chop fest in between. Ethereum, 4-hour lower high. Anticipated Ethereum is weaker than Bitcoin this morning. Dollar I went over that. I'm watching this 4-hour trend line, and the trend line is less important to me. What is my edge here? Daily low or high, the more likely scenario with the daily 50 EMA and key EMAs overhead on that daily chart. So I think it behooves the dollar bears to look for a potential top fish. And this may be it right here, right now. If we break 105.90, I would say that the bulls are still just churning away. Just one second. That November 21, that top, that was the best top ever, just 69,000. What a classic number for Bitcoin to top fish. I'm not in the business of calling tops and bottoms. It's just not what I'm supposed to be doing here. So I don't know if I can answer that with any degree of accuracy. All right, gold. Weekly chart. So if you have any hope as a gold bull, it lies on this weekly chart for a potential weekly high or low. And can this be a bull flag? Every other time frame is doing you wrong if you're a gold bull. As long as we hold 1944, bulls have a chance at a weekly high or low. And it is my opinion, and probably 99% accurate, dollar must break bear in order for this weekly bull flag to get some legs under it. So watch that dollar closely if you're trying to find a gold bottom. Oil. Monthly high or low is the more likely scenario. This is the only place that bulls have an edge here. So do y'all see how I'm getting my time frames? On gold, it's weekly. On oil, it's monthly. What is my key time frame for nat gas? It's going to be monthly. We're looking for a monthly high or low. So I'm breaking down every time frame saying what is the most important. And gold weekly and oil monthly, that represents the inverse trade right now because they're super bearish. And gold weekly is where the glimmer of hope is for bulls. Oil monthly is where the glimmer of hope is for oil bulls. And this daily 200 MA. I am in an oil long right now. I am not super confident in my oil long. What is my edge? Looking for a monthly high or low. Daily 200 MA is right here. This 75.62 held. That is my edge. 75.62, daily 200 MA, looking for a weekly high or low. So I entered along this morning with 4-hour oversold. Let me do that again. Let's type this up because you can't be a successful trader unless you can get these steps down. And what is a consistently profitable trader? Someone who makes money more than 60% of the time and they stay green, and it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. I would say more than 60% of your trades are green and you're doing a better risk to reward than 1-to-1. Okay. The majority of your trades are green. So on oil, let's lay out the sequencing. Monthly high or low, the more likely scenario. Daily hitting 200 MA, which is very important for me. Holding 75.62 support. While 4-hour is oversold. So now I was aggressive down here at the break of $76. However, the next trade on oil, not that. The next trade on oil would be a pullback buy using the low of day as your stop. That's the next trade on oil. But I hope you saw what I did. And you don't have to do it my way. If you're doing the strat, you should still say, here's this time frame. You have to be able to break down the time frames. And if you haven't seen Joey's Chart Guide Jungle Funk's multiple time frame analysis webinar, it's free. It's on our YouTube channel. I mean, go look at it. And my guy Just, the $45 Just, go watch that video. If you're serious about trading, go look at all of our free YouTube videos. We have a ton of webinars out there. I've done one on how to identify your edge. Go do the work. Do the work. Put the blood, sweat, and tears in. And there's no replacement. And listen to me, and this, I don't want to be discouraging, but there is zero replacement for hours in the chair or hours standing up, but whichever, behind the screen. There is no replacement, zero. There's no fast, easy way to cut out those hours of experience, thousands of hours to become proficient in trading. There is no shortcut. And I'm so sorry to tell you that. And so many people, we have a lot of people who are interested in becoming a member of the Chart Guys, but we don't spoon feed. We don't. We teach you how to do this. We give you setups. We post setups, entries. I had an entry yesterday on Starbucks. Several people took it. My last scale wasn't as profitable as my first two scales, but I took this top fish up here. And then you had a chance to enter at a better entry than me here. And I covered around 103.70, one of my scales. It ended up working out. I put my stop a little too tight. Overall, I had 3 green exits. And I posted my entry real time. I posted my exit real time. And I post screenshots all the time of my actual entry. This is not funny money over here. We're not paper trading. This is the real deal. If you're serious about trading, we're your people. If you're looking for fast bucks, then we're not your people, because we're not going to just give you lotto gambling trades every day. It's just not what we do. On oil, I would say yes, Paul. It's a very, very, is a high aggressive. So my oil entry is absolutely aggressive. It's an aggressive bull trade. And we have oil inventory today too. That was what else weighed on my mind. If you're a bear and you've had this great success with this oil short, would you want to hold going into inventory? No. So I may close a couple contracts up here at the 15-minute 50 MA and then wait for a pullback buy to add that scale back. Hey, TTTT, it has been a wonderful year. Now, I had a rough start. January, February, March. January, February, I was selling spreads like I was doing at the end of last year and had great success with. And I did not change my strategy quick enough. So January and February stunk and were red. And since then, I've been green. So overall, I'm green on the year, but I did have a rough start because I didn't adjust quickly enough on selling spreads. So as always, full transparency around here. Okay. Oil, I went over that. Nat gas. So Nat gas is bearish. They have inventory tomorrow. We continue to break this 312 support by bigger and bigger levels. We were at 309 yesterday, and now we hit 307.6. You get no trophies for nailing the bottom of this. Is a potential 15-minute bear flag. Just wait for reverse backburners to short on Nat gas. Okay. I'm watching this trend line here on copper. So if the dollar breaks bear, this trade idea won't work. But I was looking for a bear break of this daily uptrend because we have downtrends on so many different time frames. And I was watching this. You could draw this as a diamond bearish reversal pattern here, or a head and shoulders. Either way, it's a bearish pattern, and that's what I've been looking at for potential copper short. But I'm going to watch the dollar. If the dollar breaks down, that idea stinks. Apple. 182.34. We broke it by 10 cents. We know Apple's penchant, is that the right word? To break a resistance by a minor amount and then pull back. Apple has been running the show. Beyonce's we run it. Apple's been running. Apple and Microsoft have been running the show. Bulls are large and in charge as long as hourly EMAs are below price. What's your best bet on Apple? To be an aggressive bear, if you're an aggressive bear, you're looking to short 182.50 and you want a small time frame downtrend during regular trading hours to get that short and put your stop over the high. If you're a conservative bull, you're waiting for a back burner. Again, I think back burner day is going to be your higher probability trade on the day. Aggressive bear trades are your probabilities go down. Your conservative trades, your probabilities go up. So if you stay in back burner mode today, looking for 5 and 15-minute oversold during regular trading hours on these big, massive bull pushes, I think you're going to be much better served. Same thing applies here. The difference is Amazon got through the October 12th resistance. Apple did not. A 10-cent break is not a bull break. So Amazon is stronger than Apple. But Apple's been coming on strong as of late. NVIDIA. So let me show y'all this on the weekly chart. I am long-winded today. My goodness. Okay. Toby just shared this educational video. These are our educational videos. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Toby. He just posted it. I'm going to pin it. Well, I'll try to pin it in just a second. But these are all of our free webinars and educational content that are available on our website. All right. Back to NVIDIA. Real quick, let's go through NVIDIA. So NVIDIA has not made a weekly higher high. Do you see it? Here's the high. We have not made a higher high. Now let's go look at MU. Weekly higher high, check, done, bullish. Intel, weekly higher high, check, done, bullish. AMD, weekly higher high, check, done, bullish. What the heck is going on with NVIDIA? It's weak. Will it play laggard and break 476.09 in anticipation of next week's earnings? So if, not next week, is it the next week? Yeah, 2 weeks. If AMD crushed, absolutely crushed earnings, what's the probability that NVIDIA would too? I would say it's pretty good because they're in the same business. And I think this bull run here was lit on fire by the AMD bull beat. So I'm NVIDIA short. I'm backing off that idea. I got stopped out yesterday on an attempt, but I'm done trying to short it. I was trying to short here, this 15-minute lower high. I got a couple dollars out of it and then ended up red on the last scale that I held. But overall, NVIDIA is positioned well to be a laggard catch-up on semiconductors. And it's interesting, if we go back to the overall, SMH has not had a weekly higher high. MU did, AMD did, Intel did, and NVIDIA hasn't, and it's a much larger holding of semis, and semis has been unable to break this high. So weekly lower high is still possible on semiconductors, so just be careful. I know, look at the time. I need to go faster. Tesla, potential weekly bear flag. Daily inside bar. Let's see, what did I write on Tesla? Okay, so weekly lower high is the more likely scenario, and a 4-hour lower high. Just watch Bitcoin for any type of correlation. Tesla is just not that name that you want to back burner right now, in my opinion. Dang, 2 more minutes. Coin, I like short. I like short coin, but only if Bitcoin stays sitting down 89.40, 89.49. I'm calling that a double top. Anything against 89.50, I think is a top fish setup on coin. Watch Bitcoin if you're trading coin. Here's another top fish setup. Nike, 111.58 overhead. We've been pushing up hard since earnings. Daily, we have bear divergence. You see the RSI? Bear divergence. I like a short against 111.58, and that matches up the confluence of the daily 200 MA overhead. Rivian, this is a gap and go scout, not an actual situation. We don't know what it's going to do. So I'd wait for a break of a high of low bar. So wait for a stair step pullback for a potential entry, and then put your stop below the low of day. XLF, I went over this scenario early on looking for a gap fill on Powell comments and a potential dip buy for the daily bull flag. All right, that's it for me. I finished on time with 20 seconds to go. Y'all use stop losses. Thank you for being here. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLuri, and check us out at chartguys.com. And don't forget our educational videos, and I just pinned that to the top of chat. If you're looking for it, it's right there. Bye, y'all.